Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back. I'm Shane.
Zach.
For the last time, we're back with you. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, chronological order, the finale, episode 133, Victory and Death. Zach, when I watched this 10 plus years ago, I'll always want to watch with you. I'm glad that we got to do it. I know you've really liked this last season.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been anything terrible in the Clone Wars. There's just been some forgettables, I think.
A lot of forgettables, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think overall, I mean, it's stacked on top of one another. You know, the shining moments are standing on the shoulders. All that was built there. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
And there's the bricks that made this.
Well, for instance, Ahsoka, who was hated as much as Jar Jar at first. And I know you obviously have seen her in her prime, like in Ahsoka and stuff like that.
Well, it's funny because I have this weird experience as far as her development goes. I saw her when she was cool before. Yeah. I saw her when she wasn't.
Like saying Sky Guy, and she was still little snips and stuff like that.
And so you go back, for instance, someone else I know that's talked about it that is younger and saw her when she was just...
He might be the age to have liked her, though. Then.
Well, no, he said no. He's like, I hate her.
Really?
like, well, she does get cooler.
Yeah.
I didn't like her when I saw her in Clone Wars, but when I saw her in these other shows, she's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
And it's Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, I mean, she gets cool, yeah.
Yeah, she got a lot cooler in the season where she was at Ark, where she was on the run.
She was like running, they were chasing her with the guard dogs.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Last episode, we had Order 66, so we're in the middle of Revenge of the Sith, and there are scenes that are literally connective tissue with the movie if you watch it. Like, there are cuts of Revenge of the Sith with this show, these last two episodes in between
Kind of overlapped.
But they cut everything together.
They did? Or someone else?
Someone did. Yeah, actually, I think it was Topher Grace.
Okay.
Topher Grace, you know who that is?
Yeah, the fucking... That guy played Eddie Brock, right?
Not his most memorable role. Yeah, he's been in some other pretty cool things.
That 70s show.
Yes, yeah. He's a huge Star Wars fan.
I think I've seen him in.
Yeah, he made a cut of Star Wars, the prequel trilogy. Like, he just took the 3 movies and he made them all like a 2.5 hour cut. I've heard it was really good too. I guess he showed the George. Oh, okay, that's good. But yeah, we had Order 66 activated, and they were smart to use audio from the actual Revenge of the Sith movie. Emotional, pretty cool moment, right? We also had Darth Maul. Was it the last episode?
Last episode, they received orders for Order 66 on board that.
It was the episode before that.
What are they called? They still call them Star Destroyers right now.
Yeah, Republic Cruiser.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
but they're on board there, and they receive the order, and they turn on her, and she breaks Maul out.
Yeah.
To help.
Yeah.
Assist in the escape.
And you remember basically right before that build-up, you were like, "Oh, something's gonna happen," because it completely shuts the music off.
Yeah.
And then we just see Ahsoka kind of like she senses something, and then Rex is like, "Run, run!" You know what I mean?
He's trying not to shoot her, right?
Yeah, he told her to find a particular clone, Jesse, I think, maybe. I can't remember who it was. Sorry, but then it's playing. It's not Battle of the Heroes, but it's Battle of the Heroes and Anakin's Dark Deeds. Anakin's Dark Deeds, I think. There's like elements of that within Battle of the Heroes too. But yeah, like we're still in the middle of all that. Darth Maul is, he had a pretty cool hallway scene. It wasn't Rogue One Vader, no matter what you say.
No,
but it was really cool. Like in terms of
like that scene is right on par with his scene in the Ahsoka series. Yeah. With him marching down that fucking platform. Yeah. Like that's the two coolest moments in Vader history.
41-year-old Hayden Christensen with wrinkles and smoking for 20 years, but it sells. Yeah, it was powerful.
A really powerful moment. I think the hallway scene's better.
It's better.
More powerful. It's longer.
It's because Vader is like he's iconic. I love Hayden and I love Anakin, but Vader is like much more iconic. Yeah. And no one can help that.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm just saying both moments are fucking more powerful than
this. Yeah. No, but in terms of this show, it was a good move for Maul.
Don't get me wrong, but...
And in your words, you really love Maul's moment with Ahsoka, where she almost joins him. Then he realized, then she says, like, I brought Anakin here to kill him because he's the key. Yeah. He's the key to everything. Like, and that's what you fucking people don't understand. Mm-hmm. And Maul was right, even though we know he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean he sucks, but it was really cool to see him in that role and from that point of view.
Yeah.
where he's just, he used to be, he was just a weapon.
He was just a weapon.
He was just a kung fu guy. And now he's actually talking a lot of sense.
He is.
It's like Dooku. Nobody wants to listen to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's like truth interwoven with lies.
Yeah, and like
their version. Talking to Obi-Wan, he's like, what have I told you? It's ruled by the Lord of the Sith. And
yeah.
Like, no, it's not. I tried.
No, it's funny because Obi-Wan, like, that doesn't sound that crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they know the Republic's corrupt. I mean...
Well, they find it out later. Didn't they even admit that Dooku had said as much? Yeah,
and then they decide to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guys, before we jump in, I just want to let you know that when this all wraps up, which this is the last episode for us, but there's going to be a few weeks before it gets to you guys, I'm going to put a community post for you guys. We want to do like a little mini podcast. I don't know if we'll have podcast mics by then, or we'll just use this format. Just for you guys to submit questions to me and mostly Zach on maybe his favorite characters, favorite episodes, like how does he feel maybe about the prequels now? How does he feel about Maul now? How does he feel about this, that? Just whatever you guys want, we're going to talk about it. So, also, we're going to jump into the Bad Batch. We decided after this. I wanted to do season 3. I thought it would be much later, but I'm actually more excited to go through with you. So I'll rewatch 1 and 2 again with you. I think you'll really like them. There is, to me, some of the best episodes, and to me, some of they're not bad. They're just boring, but it's cool. But I'm excited for season 3. I'm excited to watch this. Go to Patreon to support us to see the full length uncut reaction to this, and also see the next few episodes of the Bad Batch are hopefully on there now, because hopefully we're going to catch up by the time you watch this. Anyways, guys, we're going to jump in, come back for the discussion. And they've been doing kind of these vintage openings.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I like what they've done here.
Yeah.
I like what they've done with the place.
I knew you were going to say that.
How are we going to get out of here?
I have an idea.
Which is?
Just set those things to stun. We're not trying to kill anyone.
Yeah, don't tell that to them. They're almost through.
Wait. Now!
You're trying to kill anybody.
Yeah, that shit might just kill him, wouldn't it?
I would say. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
R7, find us a path out of here.
The way she blocked us reminded me of an actor who kind of just picked him up and was blocking him.
Yeah, we forgot about her surgically removing that shit from
her.
Taking a shuttle is our best bet.
Wearing her face.
Rough time of it. Did you hear Maul also escaped?
He didn't escape. I let him out.
Why?
Diversion.
Target number 1's escaped the medical bay. We're in pursuit. What is the strategy?
I do want to see him with his full cloak back. You know how it used to be down to his knees?
Yeah.
I prefer that.
His cloak was always really cool.
Yeah.
Target number 2's in the hyperdrive room.
Showing him in the face. Well, that armor typically helps anybody, unless it's supposed to.
Right, for the plot.
Yeah.
Sir, the hyperdrive generators are failing. Disengage. Disengage! It's too late!
Too late!
Yeah. Good shot, too, right there.
That's pretty good. Intensify form of higher power! That's cool.
Are you kind of just nervous? Because you're jumping out of a technically in canon, like, which is a different dimension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in science fiction, when that happens, like, parts of their bodies can be in the other dimension still.
Like the sound of that. The hangar bay doors are sealed.
R7, start unlocking the doors on Bay 12. Cheap, prep the shuttle.
Should have used Bay 94.
Find out what happened to this ship.
Cheap.
What do you mean the hyperdrive is offline? Destroyed? It's completely gone? We're caught in that moon's gravitational field.
R7, open the main hangar doors.
You know, in 77, when George just kind of, like, guessed that, like, all these computers, we'd have them, you know, hook into them, like, it was kind of a good guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it makes sense now, like, to hook in and be able to read everything.
Yeah. Access to the data.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
doors.
And the shuttle? There it is.
They were waiting for us.
Hold your position, men. If they try to leave, they'll have to go through us.
So what do? Find our way to the shuttle?
There are too many. Besides, I don't want to hurt them.
I hate to tell you this. This ship is going down, and those soldiers, my brothers, are willing to die and take you and me along with them.
You're a good soldier, Rex. So is every one of those men down there. They may be willing to die, but I am not the one who is going to kill them.
Still a Jedi, you know?
Mm-hmm. So we're just gonna surrender? Admit defeat? Is that it?
No.
Well, I don't see any other option.
Hey!
Just pacing around back and forth.
I have an idea. Don't worry. It's a good one. I think. Can I count on the three of you? Good. I'll explain on the way.
Sir, we think more might be headed your way. Be aware.
Hold your fire! Hang on, we have Tano and the commander. I said hold your fire, Jesse. I have the situation under control. You have your order, sir. Execute it, or I will. The order was to execute the Jedi for treason against the Republic. The problem is, Ahsoka Tano is no longer a Jedi. Hasn't been for some time. Sir, you said yourself we're under special order from Darth Sidious to eliminate Ahsoka Tano. Jesse, listen to me. We've known each other a long time. If we don't get this right, we will be the ones committing treason, not her. Commander Rex, you're in violation of Order 66. I accuse you of treason against the Grand Army of the Republic.
Ready?
Yeah, I didn't much like being a commander anyway. Company, ready?
Now!
That fall, though, Jesus. Mm-hmm. He just fell 20 feet. Your leg.
I know. I'm not going to kill you directly.
Yes! That's it!
You wanted this chaos.
Shoot her! Stop.
Yeah, they're all down there fucking...
Okay.
Damn it. Yeah, that's a hell of a drop.
Mm-hmm.
Move it! Get these lifts activated! Get us up there! Our pedal's locked down!
Cool music.
This shot!
Vader and Kenobi.
Yeah.
Incoming!
Oh, no. Yeah.
Can't hold them off! Too many of them!
That's pretty cool.
I don't know. I really don't remember.
Now, you know they live.
Yeah, I don't remember how.
Blast them!
Blast those dirty droids.
Damn.
That's really terrible.
Everything down here's under maintenance.
There!
Get me over there!
I don't know how all the other clones have all these names. Like Rex, you can even argue is like a nickname someone can end up with. But where did Jesse come from?
I don't know. I think... I don't know.
You know, A lot of debris. This is a cool shot.
Yeah. Smart.
Mm-hmm. Fucking cockpit's gonna blow off there or something.
Slow down a little bit, Rex. Come on.
It's really cool.
Yeah. She's going up so much. It's crazy.
Very Blade Runner-esque.
Yeah. Still buried them all.
Mm-hmm. I feel like some common sense might tell you that you might still need that.
I agree. But, you know, we know she makes new ones.
Yeah. Making sure I'm watching.
Yeah.
This is Imperial era then.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting to see the troopers a little better. Because I saw the snow troopers, you know what I mean? But... Pause between the breaths. Really, really, really cool cinematography in these episodes. Not what I was expecting, but it's really cool.
That was the end, bro.
I mean, it was really cool. I wasn't anticipating to see the Empire at the end.
I don't think anyone was. Yeah. I certainly wasn't.
I wasn't expecting it to end with her. You know
I wasn't either.
So,
but it kind of makes sense now, you know, because obviously we have the other characters' stories.
it does, and also, was she in the very first episode of Clone Wars?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's her journey.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
It's kind of like Gohan with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's told me before that they saw it as kind of like his journey, whereas Dragon Ball was Goku.
Yeah.
But we know that Goku still was on a major journey
Yeah.
through a lot of that. But when you see Gohan up through the Cell Saga,
Yeah.
and who he becomes and how powerful he becomes,
He's
and
amazing.
how his dad hands kind of the reins to him.
Yeah. He's behind him when they're
Yeah. So I can see that argument.
Yeah.
Until you get to the Majin Buu Saga, then they just flip it all.
I didn't watch all things.
But so I can see that. It's kind of Ahsoka's journey in a way.
Yeah.
It starts out more with the older guys, and her just as this annoying Padawan.
Yeah.
And it ends with the older guys. They're not even in the picture, and it's her.
And, you know, George always told Dave, oh, we'll make her cool. Trust me. We'll have to wait.
Like Kojima and Raiden.
Yeah. Except the mistake he made was I think he thought everyone would think that he was cool.
I know, he did. I'll make him even cooler.
George knew that she was not cool at first, and he said, we got to wait, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, we did wait a long time between the previous episode and this one. Obviously, when it came out, I watched them back to back. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. You know, like it's certainly the Clone Wars. Like, you know, we have episodes without Ahsoka in them. We have episodes without the Jedi in them.
Yeah, we do.
It's so great, I think, that tell all these different types of stories. But I think it was really appropriate to end it kind of with her.
I agree. I
Yeah.
like how it ended. I like that there's some time passed and you still see which has been nice in the media we're getting these days, where you see remnants of Republic technology and things floating around and still intermixed.
Yeah.
With that transitionary period. You know, I just finished Fallen Order,
Yeah.
and of course you see a lot of those.
Did you get the part like, no wonder why these guys lost the war? Because he says random stuff, but there's a part where the droids, you run into the B-1 battle droids. He's like, man, these guys talk a lot.
Wasn't that the beginning?
I thought it was towards the middle. It was somewhere.
Maybe it was.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the second one, but yeah.
I'm not positive, but I don't know. But either way, when you see the ships, you find one of those actual Star Destroyers crashed.
Yeah.
Was it Zepho?
That might...
Was it on Zepho? No.
Zepho's the ancient alien planet.
I know, but it was crashed because you go to Dathomir, you go to... What's the first one you go to? Bogano?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Bogano, and then wherever you're at to begin with.
The junkyard planet. I wonder if that Star Destroyer got taken there eventually and Cal had to disassemble it.
Maybe.
It's kind of cool to think about.
You got Bogano, Dathomir, Zepho.
Yeah, in another place.
You go to Elam.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I thought there was one more.
And you saw in the Clone Wars, the little kids went there for their to get their crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I hear Mikey's voice before he was cast as Mikey.
Oh, yeah.
He was playing not the Nemoidian, but the Greedo's people.
Rodian,
yeah.
And he's also, of course, Beast Boy and Titans Go.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Ahsoka? I certainly think it's consistent with the Jedi way, but as someone who's not a Jedi, if you knew everyone was going to die and you're trying to save yourself, what would you do?
I was thinking plenty of times I probably would have found a way to eject their asses out of the top or something, turn the gravity off. Like, there's going to be some way to get them out of there.
Yeah,
I'm
not a Jedi. I wouldn't want to kill my friends.
Well, I mean, you're looking at the fact that they used to serve alongside you.
Yeah.
And you fought all these battles and you served this many years.
It's like if your family got turned into a zombie.
And they all had the paintings on their helmets.
Yeah.
They were all
you're seeing yourself.
Yeah. So to me, yeah, it'd be like if your family turned into zombies, but at the same time, we know from a pop culture point of view anyway.
Yeah.
That's not who they are anymore.
Yeah.
Now these guys, they might kill
have a
a
chip in
Jedi
their
and
head.
they might just switched off and then they're all normal again.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
But you know they're all going to die, so it's kind of like, well, fuck. But
yeah.
At the same time, I understand. But you have to be able to pull that off. Like if you can't pull it off, then yeah, you need to find another way. You probably have to just kill them.
Yeah.
Or just let yourself die and be done with it.
No, I definitely wouldn't do that myself.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have the...
I would try as hard as I could not to kill anyone, but I wouldn't let that stop me from living.
That's the thing. In that case, I probably would kill them.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Me personally.
I wouldn't go out of my way to kill him. I would just like...
I would be like hunting him down the hallways. Like, where'd you go?
Fuck, I gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be doing that shit, but
yeah.
If you're trying to get to the shuttle and they're all on your way...
Yeah. Yeah, Maul really caused a lot of chaos. That thing was going down.
It's like, you wanted this.
Yeah. And you know, he's going to be back and things you haven't seen yet. So I'll just say that.
I know. I'm curious if Disney is done with him.
I hope not.
Because he seems like there's a lot of story you could tell there with that cool villain.
I agree with...
You got to use Ray Park before he's...
Yeah, he's
aged,
50. He's 50 now.
Yeah, you got to use him now.
He's still like... He was great in this.
I know he's still capable.
Yeah.
He stayed in shape.
I mean, Jet Li, I mean...
50's not...
Jackie Chan, I mean, he's doing stuff and...
Yeah, 50's not as far gone as people would, I think. And
yeah.
He was not going to be doing the same shit anyway, probably. I mean, people would expect to see it.
We saw him in his 20s, like in his prime, you know?
So...
I mean, he can still do that flip with assistance. Like, you need a springboard. Like, I've seen guys who do it. They can't generate the force of one leg to do that spin. They have this little thing they jump on, and they can... If you can acrobatically twist yourself, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
he still needs to assist.
Yeah, but he kind of popularized it, you know.
We all get old.
I know.
That's how it goes.
What was I going to say?
I like the scene where Ahsoka and Rex were talking in the control room.
Yeah, and he
was crying.
That, I mean, I've seen this, but like that really got to me.
It got to me too. It was just well done. It was well shot. It looked like you were watching a movie.
Yeah.
Like in the theaters. It was just someone was literally there with the camera.
Yeah.
I don't mean that graphically, like, oh, they look real, but I mean, it's just the quality.
Yeah. And
that's what really has impressed me with this final season is just the overall quality.
Yeah.
Especially these past few episodes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then the ship crash and going down and that imagery was great.
It was great,
Fantastic.
Yeah. You know, one thing I thought about, I think I'm probably onto something here, like the idea of letting go. Like, she had to let Maul go.
Mm.
Like, it lingered on that moment for a while. I think it has something to have to do. I mean, I'm sure it must say something about her journey and how she feels about the Jedi and Anakin and, you know, having to let Maul go and, like, the futility of, like, hey, you got to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it all plays into her character later.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Vader.
Yeah.
Which I know, and was it in Rebels, they lean more on his McQuarrie style.
They do. Yeah, they do lean on his McQuarrie style a bit.
And in terms of the mask.
Yeah.
Because it's got more of the eyes and the forehead kind of jut out.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to say some of Vader's best stuff is yet to come, because I don't believe that. I think some of his best stuff is yet to come.
Yeah.
And we got Bad Batch season 3. I have no idea if he's in it, but I bet it's the last season. Like, why just bring Vader in there? Why not? You know?
Yeah, because he's kind of a high water mark for anything you put him in.
Yeah.
It's like we got to this
Yeah.
we're at this level of quality.
Yeah.
We can bring Vader in. If we don't make that quality,
Yeah.
then
All I can say is Bad Batch is the animation quality. Like, Rebels looks crisp, but to me it's like 15% worse, in my opinion, than this show, Rebels. I mean, well, this last season was produced after.
Okay.
So, yeah. But season 6 of Clone Wars looked really good. Rebels is produced after that. But the Bad Batch is produced after this season.
All of this.
Yeah. And it looks just as good as this or better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that with Vader at the end, with the snowtroopers, the fucking probe droids.
The music, too.
The music, this like just how solemn it was.
Yeah, solemn and somber.
And
And,
the snowtroopers and shit.
you know, what do you think he's thinking?
I don't know, because you have to wonder, his directive has him wanting to hunt down and kill everybody that used to be basically close to him. He's wanting to kill Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And so he's probably wanting to kill her, too.
I wonder, I mean, and they leave no wiggle room for anything that there might be hope for Vader at this point in his life, because there's not. Like, Padme knows there is go, because she's the only one who would know.
Yeah.
And it's ultimately their love and the love of their son. It's the only thing that brings them back.
Yeah.
Get emotional thinking about it. If I'm trying to rationalize, like,
Well, the thing is
if
that-
I was Vader, I'd have a reason to hate Obi-Wan. But Vader, like, Ahsoka got fucked over too.
Yeah, he has no reason to hate her.
But, like, she also
Like, he's giving
running around symbolizing everything that he stood
his
for.
His twisted point of view is what has him hating Obi-Wan.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's nothing Obi-Wan did. It's just, other than, he cut his ass up, but he's trying to kill him, so.
Yeah.
Which Obi-Wan went there to kill his ass.
Well, I think Anakin thought the Jedi are... He walked in on what looked like a treasonous thing with Palpatine. He was fed all this stuff for years, and then Obi-Wan is, like, standing in the way of, like, listen, like, the Jedi are trying to take over.
Yeah, but if you look at how everything went down on Mustafar, Anakin just... He lost his shit.
He lost his shit. Yeah, he lost his
Because
shit.
of what he did to Padme and everything else.
He stepped over the line there.
Yeah, he's like, he's immediately just going... It wasn't just going downhill. He just dropped off the cliff.
Yeah.
And he was in free fall.
Yeah.
And what he... It's,
20
oh, you brought her here, you turned her against me. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, she's stuck on board, for one thing. You remember that?
He snuck on.
Oh, yeah, he's stuck on board, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the book gave little hints at, like, he was suspecting some kind of inappropriate relationship with him.
Okay.
Even in the movie, it felt like something they cut out. There's a scene where, in the book, where he sits down in her apartment and he senses, like, well, Obi-Wan was here. What the hell is he doing here? That's weird. And then in the movie, he sits down, he has this weird, intense look on his face, and he picks up what is actually a PSP. He picks it up and he's just looking at it, messing around with it. And I'm like, I feel like there was some dialogue here that we lost or they cut out. So, like, that, to me, going with kind of what I know about the book, I don't think he thinks that they were banging at all, but I think he thinks something, like they might have been talking or something.
So basically, like, what he gets out there at the end, like, you turned her against me.
Yeah, he thinks that, like, he got to her and, like, hey, Anakin's killing everyone, like, fucking, you gotta leave his ass,
Yeah, which is true.
Yeah, yeah. You did for her, Zach. No, I'm just kidding.
He killed a bunch of kids. I mean, he did it once and she let it go, so I guess,
Yeah.
like a lot of women, they stay.
Have you seen those memes?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you killed all these kids? Like, you know what I mean?
Like all of a sudden she's turned on and shit.
If you were Anakin and that happened, and I'm going to use a little bit of xenophobia here, but they didn't look like you. They were just, I don't say.
Look at these aliens. They're fucking aliens. I'm talking about illegal aliens who cross the fucking
Yeah,
border.
they're
They're like
aliens.
fucking aliens. These things are these goddamn ugly sons of bitches running around in the sand with these riding on these weird ass,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck, and
And they're known
like
for
damn gappy
brutal. They're
sticks.
known for brutal shit.
yeah,
I'm just saying, if I was Anakin and I was 19 years old and you killed my mom, tortured her, and killed her,
yeah.
and I had all this power, I'm speaking as someone who would, like, your mom died in your arms.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, given the circumstances,
Yeah.
this is like if something happened to your kid.
Yeah.
Like if I found my daughter at a place like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd probably kill everybody.
just kill everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I get it. But
And,
you
like,
think that, though, that...
He at least feels bad after. I don't even know if I feel bad.
Well, you got to look at killing kids and women.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. We
probably-
don't see the kids too much, but a whole
No.
bunch of adults there.
Yeah, but that's
They're
probably...
just a raping and pillaging type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like the
The-
older man...
Yeah. Well,
He spared Lucan because he's like, I can't just kill a kid. He's an innocent.
Yeah.
And he turns around. He's just just as fucking shitty.
Yeah.
But they made some good points. Like, your kind is just as bad as us.
Yeah.
With the humans.
You're right.
I mean, but they're still, great.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We're going to have a long conversation. I'll put up a post on the community channel. We'll have like a mini podcast. But overall, last season, I mean, to me, it's one of it's.
It was great. The
3-episode
arc with the sisters. I mean,
Martez sisters.
Yeah, the Martez sisters. I don't think it was so fucking deplorable that.
No, it wasn't deplorable. I didn't need it.
Why did you put this here? Why did you do this to me?
Yeah.
I don't feel that way. I feel like compared to the highest highs that this last season has had, that was probably the low water mark.
I agree. Like there was,
and that was kind of like, okay, here's a little misadventure and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and,
it's just like
smugglers and Jedi and whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like this is what Ahsoka's been doing.
Yeah,
it's just like, wow, if this was like 20 episode season, put those in there.
Yeah,
but it's 10.
Yeah, I didn't feel it was necessary for a culmination of this 7 series show to make this epic ending. Yeah, now it did have some great finishers.
Yeah, like the Bad Batch stuff was awesome.
Yeah,
Anakin, we got to see Anakin Obi-Wan's episode when they were on that planet that Coyote Mundi died on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're tricking they're like underneath crawling, like the droids underneath.
Oh yeah.
It was just like good old-fashioned Clone Wars, but grown up a little bit with better animation.
In the bridge, right?
Yeah, and then we had one of the best Anakin Padme moments too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but particularly this last episode, because I do want to talk about it all later. I thought it was a great finisher, especially when you take the last arc is a 4-episode arc. I think the one before this, I can't remember what it's called. But was it 2 episodes before this or was it 1 episode before this was the Mandalore one where Darth Maul's talking to her? I think it's the one right before this.
No, it wasn't right before this. Right before this.
It was 2 episodes.
It had to have been 2 episodes ago. Because the one right before this, they were on the ship already.
Okay.
They had captured Maul. And
yeah, you're right.
That's when the Order 66 rolls around. So the episode before that is when they actually have their talk.
Yeah.
He's trying to escape and they capture him.
Yeah, you're right.
He's like falling through the air or something or whatever. They catch him in midair.
Yeah.
No, they're pulling him up in the air or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you're right because they fought. It went on for a while in a good way though.
Yeah. The conversation there on Mandalore was really cool.
It was one of the best conversations in the show.
Oh, yeah.
So also, it wasn't this episode, but not to gloss over, like big stuff happens on Mandalore, and now some big stuff that later is referred to in The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Obviously, Bo-Katan's journey, you kind of see that. Like, she was a fucking terrorist.
Can't wait to see Katie Sackhoff again.
I do want to see her again, yeah. But, she was a terrorist, essentially. She was a night owl, and then she was ruler of Mandalore, and then she lost it, and now she's essentially ruler again, I believe, right?
Yeah, she regained it because she fought that guy.
She fought that guy, got her honor back after all the horrible things she's done.
Remember, she was sitting on Mandalore in her little palace, and there's nobody else there because they all left.
Yeah.
And then
she was depressed and everything, and
he convinced her to go back after him. And they get there. She fights what's his name? I don't remember his fucking name now.
Yeah.
Gets her honor
handsome
back.
Guy.
Yeah. Gets her mojo back.
Handsome man number 3.
Running.
Yeah. But there's also big stuff that happens in Rebels. We'll get there. I'm actually much more interested to see it now because I didn't give a shit about it until I saw The Mandalorian. Just like, when you're reading the Star Wars books, I don't know how many you've read, but sometimes, like...
Not that many. I read the Tarkin book. It's Catalyst?
I heard that was good. Catalyst, yeah.
It's the one about...
the Death Star book, right?
Yeah, it's the one about Galen Erso.
Okay.
I always want to read it because of Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
But...
Well, you know how Star Wars books, they always have, just like the movies, they have like 3 different... Like, they're switching back between 2 or 3 different plots. And sometimes there's one just not as interesting.
What I want to see is some Japanese company just start from the very beginning and do an anime series about Star Wars.
I'd be all behind that.
With free reign to kind of tweak things a little bit.
Well, I know
incorporate the extra media, the books and the source material to make it a little more, I don't want to say dark, but to make it more mature. Like a lot of anime, like Full Metal Alchemist, we've brought that up time and again.
Yeah.
That has some very, very mature elements.
It does.
But there's also some very childish things that happen in it.
But I like this too.
But I'm saying it balances itself out. So you can have those little kiddish moments that make it fun for them, but then you can have the really dark shit that's violent and still get away with it. I wish something would...
I do know in Star Wars Visions, Season 1 and 2, I haven't finished 2, actually.
I haven't either.
I should try to finish that at some point. I do know that a lot of those guys were just really interested in carving out their own niche within their own original
that's
characters.
great. Yeah. And I agree it's cool to have this ever-expanding universe as long as it's done well, because you get a lot of shit in there too. But I'm just saying that some company, somewhere, Star Wars needs to stop and say, hey, instead of just making a bunch of filler material that's like, okay, look at what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
Let's take it back to the beginning for the new generation. Take all the old movies.
Yeah.
And take the things that were whatever and the things people hated,
Yeah.
and let's make it just a really badass anime.
I'm all for that.
Because you think of how many episodes you can get out of that? If you took everything and made a linear story out of it.
You get like 10 seasons.
Yeah, probably more than that. If you took all the material, not just the movies.
Yeah,
but
because,
everything that was
like-
happening that coincided with the films
Yeah.
to make a linear story.
Like,
It can't just be bouncing all over the place like a fucking ping pong game.
If that was an anime, if you told it from chronologically, it'd go on. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
It would be. It'd be great. It'd be powerful.
Yeah.
And they need to do it. Will they, though?
Well, yeah.
Probably not, because Disney's not going to
Maybe.
loosen its grip off of that fucking...
Yeah, I know Filoni, he's a huge anime guy. I don't know in what way he had... I don't know what he had to do with Visions, but I know he's a fan of it. You know what I mean? I know he didn't make it. It was all other companies. I don't know. I mean, he is one of the head honchos guys now.
Well, there's so many cool ideas in Star Wars, and why I've had my qualms with a lot of things decisions that people have made in that world.
Yeah.
I feel like there's such cool elements and such kind of Arthurian drama that you could really take and make a high fantasy almost out of it.
Well,
right now I don't consider it high fantasy. It's obviously supposed to be science fiction, what do you call it? Space opera.
Space opera. It's the first space opera genre.
Yeah. So it carved out that niche.
Yeah.
But it could be elevated.
I'd be all for that. I mean, we've seen those clips that are on the Disney Star Wars channel. Those anime clips. Like, you've seen those, right? I'm sure we've seen them.
Yeah, of different characters like Han Solo and...
Yeah, but like, there's also like that... There was like that compilation of like Anakin when and then he grows up, becomes a Jedi, then he's fighting Obi-Wan, he becomes Vader.
Yeah.
And it keeps morphing into... that was great. That was all... I don't know if it was Japanese anime, but it was certainly trying to be Japanese anime.
Yeah.
Because like people on Instagram have stolen that and go, "What if Star Wars was Japanese anime?" I'm pretty sure American Company did that. Just pretending to be anime. Yeah.
Fanboys.
I want to ask you, because you didn't completely answer, what do you think was going through Vader's head when he picked up Ahsoka's saber?
I don't know, because you look at... We derailed there when we were talking about how he has no real reason to hate her versus, comparably to Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But I feel... Like at that point, like you mentioned, in his life, where there's really no hope for him, there's no light. Like,
and
and everyone wants to see it, and that's kind of a charm in of itself for the viewer, because the viewer's trying to see it. Like, there's no way he could hate Ahsoka. He wouldn't think this way. But that's the tragedy of it, is that he does. Like he wants to kill her.
Yeah.
He's trying to fulfill his mission.
Yeah.
So
like he becomes very loyal once he pushes all his chips in and he loses. He bends a knee and he's in.
Yeah.
But like we know we know from the books he has a lot of thoughts on it, but like there's no like I wish I would have done this. There's no like, well, if this would have happened, maybe it's like he's evil now.
And he's just like reflecting,
and
like kind of like he's just remembering things.
Yeah, like he kind of considers Anakin like a different person, like that old guy. He was an idiot. That's how he views Anakin.
He's dissociated himself.
Yeah, he views Anakin as a young fool.
He has literally dissociated himself.
Yeah, completely.
From who he was.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because who he was is what gives him all his hatred. And
everything happened to give him the most hate now. I mean...
Yeah.
But I think the naivety of a young...
But he's drawing on that, though, is what I'm saying. That self-loathing.
Yeah, funny enough, you're right. It is that self-loathing.
So there's this paradox. There's a paradox there where he's like, I'm not that person anymore. But in a way, it's like he can hate that person that he was.
Yeah.
And he's pushing himself away from it.
But it's also like, don't you kind of feel that way about yourself a little bit? Like, I know as men, when you're older... You hate this young version of you.
Oh, yeah.
And you draw upon that. But
there's still portions of it there today.
There are still portions.
I hate you.
Like, there are people who tell me I'm so much different than I was young. But then some, like, close friends, like, I'll be with them. I haven't seen him in, like, a year or two. Like, there it is, the old Shane. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah, you're a lot more like... you remind me more kind of like this is just a brief comparison, but like Gus from The Strain. But that in terms of
not as handsome, but yeah.
I mean he still has that kind of
like Mexican
street,
gangster,
that street, kind of meanness, gangster kind of shit going on. But at the same time, he's like, don't talk about the guy. He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah.
And then he believes in some honor and shit like that. Now he's still pretty thuggish.
Yeah.
But he has some very redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
So you're kind of more on the other end of who you used to be versus who you used to be. Because you're still loyal, but you were also very, very infatuated with yourself.
I don't think
I think you projected it. I didn't say you are now. I said
back then. I certainly was.
Yeah, so then you were very infatuated with yourself, and you were very And it might have been like a wall you put up, but you also projected yourself.
Well, it certainly was, because I when I was a freshman, I came from like a private school. I was like the handsome kid, and then everyone eventually started thinking, like, the girls really. I made friends with guys because I was pretty good at sports. But all the girls were like, after a while, the honeymoon was over. Like, Shane's a fucking weirdo. So my junior year, I had to reinvent myself. Yeah. So me and Tom and all those guys, we got together and we started going out, trying to talk to girls, and I had to project confidence to get them on board.
Yeah.
And then you fake it until you make it, and I literally did.
You had to be.
I did, yeah. But like in Vader's situation, I imagine Ahsoka. Obviously, his mission is to kill Jedi, but I imagine her being out there is just the ultimate thing that disturbs him. Like, I want to kill this very thing that reminds me of all these great times. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I can't, in my head, make sense of it in terms of the virtue of it. Like, it's not a virtuous thing to do that. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, Obi-Wan, I mean, he's twisted on it, but I understand why he wants to kill Obi-Wan, even though I believe Vader's wrong. But Ahsoka got fucked by the Jedi, and he believes he got fucked over by the Jedi.
Yeah, so you think
he kind of did get fucked over by the Jedi.
Well, I mean, he could approach it from, be my apprentice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We went through all this together. You look what happened to you. Look what happened to me.
Yeah,
we have the same plight.
Well, we got a big. We got Star Wars Rebels.
It's like, join me, and we can take down the Emperor. It's the same speech he gave Luke.
Yeah,
he pitched it before.
Yeah,
he got to Luke. He's now he's his son. So
makes even more sense.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah.
So that's how I can kind of see his perspective going, is that he just maybe try to turn her because they relate.
Yeah.
But then obviously she didn't go down that. She didn't choose the path he did.
Well, I won't be careful here because I don't want to spoil anything. But do you think she would? I mean, I know later on.
Well, she's considered it.
I know you. Yeah.
But that was a very different.
It was
scenario.
It was That
was more like, hey,
Twilight
we're gonna go fight the major evil.
Yeah, together.
And we're gonna take this. Bring the fucking curtains down on this. There's a very sinister plot going on. It's going to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
That was before everything went down.
Yeah.
Now everything's gone down, and Vader's kind of the face of the evil.
Yeah.
So if you're going to join him now, what are you joining? You're just going to be another face on the problem.
Do you think she would know that Vader is Anakin? I know later she figures that out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, from, based on what you see and what she already knows and what Tamal's told her,
yeah.
I mean, she could probably have suspicions. Because people like Tarkin figured it out. And Tarkin...
Yeah, but he's with them every day, and...
Yeah, I mean, Tarkin figured it out. Thrawn figured it out.
Yeah.
But you're right, Tarkin's with them all.
I want you to tell me... I mean, I'm telling you, that's it. That's all who figures it out. As far
What's
as
that?
That's all who figures it out, as far as I know. Yeah.
Because I think... I can't remember now, because it goes over in that Tarkin book, how he figured it out.
Okay.
And how he's kind of his thoughts on the matter, and but he never discusses it with him.
Well,
so you're Anakin Skywalker, right?
I don't know how you bring that conversation up, because Vader will just not answer you sometimes.
Yeah.
In the books, people say stuff and he'll say nothing.
It's my old man.
Kind of, yeah.
Conversation with him.
Like your dad, he'll just say nothing.
Yeah, just says nothing.
Yeah. And when you're wearing a mask, you can't fucking...
And you can't read it.
Yeah, you're like, what? Hello, can you hear me? It's like...
Is there some problem with your hearing sensors? I mean,
yeah.
Can you hear me? Like, literally, can you hear me?
Well, people don't even know if he's a droid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you look at what happened with Grievous.
Yeah.
People could assume, well, maybe he's...
Yeah.
Because, I guess, yeah, I just don't understand how people could just completely mistake him for a droid. Because...
Well, in the old canon, I think in the old books, people didn't know who he was. Like, now we had the universe filled out a little bit. We've had Grievous and stuff. I mean...
No, I meant in terms of mistaking him for a droid.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like...
Because you look at the makeup of a droid, how they're designed, and with all the leather and rubber, like, everything he's wearing...
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
I find it hard to believe that someone would be like, oh, man, unless someone assumed that he's a droid disguised as a man.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, in the old canon, and it might have been the old canon, like, people within the military didn't know who or what he was.
Yeah.
Like, people thought he's just a droid, or some people thought he's, like I guess maybe like Grievous, and some people thought, no, he's, they accurately predicted he's just fucked up,
Mm-hmm. He's just the enforcer.
Yeah, and it was in Rise of Lord Vader, I think, Palpatine has reported that people are just his, the captains, not the captains, I'm talking.
The Moffs?
Yeah, the Moffs, people were like wondering who the fuck he was, and he said it didn't really matter who he is, it just what matters is you listen to him, because what comes out of him comes from me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what he said there. Now, anyways, though, I mean, we can have a long talk about it in here when we do a podcast, but I'm glad we went through the whole thing. You missed, to me, I think the best
the
arc.
Slaver arc.
I think it's the best arc. Well, no, I think that or the calamari underwater arc is the best arc.
Yeah.
If I'm not counting, like, I guess, I don't know, the Night Sisters is fucking good.
The Zygerian slavers.
Zygerian slaver arc. Yeah, I mean, I like all, by default, I love all the Sith stuff. But, like, if I'm not counting that, Zygerian slave arc or the underwater Mon Calamari Civil War. But we'll get to that later on. Any final words for the last episode? I wasn't sure.
I didn't take very many notes. Since I noticed I didn't take many notes for most of these last episodes. I was just enjoying it.
Yeah.
I like how it ended. I very much like the visuals.
Yeah.
In these final few episodes.
Yeah.
And just the cinematography, you might say, even though it's not, a camera.
Well, it almost is, because like they animate those things in 3D, and then they choose the angles.
Yeah, but the way just the imagery.
Yeah.
The imagery is beautiful, and the sound.
Yeah.
The editing.
Yeah, and we're watching on a 720p. It's actually 4K. We're watching on 720p TV.
Yeah, but the sound and everything, and just the scenery, a lot of things reminded me of Blade Runner when I watched the past few episodes.
Yeah.
Some of the music and the ambience. So, I really enjoyed it.
Great, man.
Good. It's a great fucking end cap.
Yeah. No, I agree. And we'll talk about that more eventually. So, I think that's it. Guys, we appreciate you. Much love. Make sure you check us out for Star Wars The Bad Batch. And then Rebels. And, I mean, I'm sure we'll get to the Ahsoka Season 2 or the Mandalorian movie. We'll probably get to that before we finish all the other stuff. And from what I understand, they're going to do a Mandalorian movie, but we're still going to probably have more Mandalorian. John Favreau said they got stuff in mind for a long time. They said we don't always have to be hooked into Galactic Civil Wars. Like Grogu and Jaren can do all kinds of stuff. I like that. I love their small adventures quite a bit too. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, much love. Leave a comment down below. It's the last one, so we're out here.